Tanner, that was a
What's
really
up,
good
guys?
intro.
Welcome to ChumChat. We have this special guest on today, Reginald, Captain Reggie. We can't believe it. He's here, guys. Our savior, Reggie.
Salute.
Superman.
Don't do that.
Salute.
Don't do
Salute
that.
to Reggie Cannon.
Please do not do that.
Welcome, Reggie Cannon, on to ChumChat. It's been a long time waiting. I've talked to Reggie about it since our first episode after we had Brandon Cervena on. Reggie was just dying to come on, so we thought, maybe we'll let this bum get on. So, how you doing, Reggie? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm honored to be here. I know y'all usually have some freaking big-time players on here, but
Yes, like Reggie Cannon.
Like right now.
No, but
Biggest guest to
I've always
date.
been excited to come on ChumChat. I didn't even know you had this till like 2 months ago, man. And then I saw, who was it? The NFL player? No, the college player. What was it? There was a college football player that you got on. I was like, big time. Then I knew ChumChat was the real deal. That's when I knew ChumChat was real.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is making us even more the real deal, having a U.S. men's national team player on, soon to be Olympic player, soon to be a European star player, soon to be a World Cup champion, Reggie Cannon.
Wow.
Golly, honestly, I'm just honored to be on this.
Introductions don't get better than that, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, like it doesn't get better. But obviously, Reggie, you've been in quarantine. A lot of things have affected your life. But I just want to start off, how's training been this week, coming back to training? How exciting is it for you and your girly girl?
Training's been good, man. As you know, it's nice to see everyone. It's so nice after 2 months to be off of the ball, hitting the ball against walls, hitting the ball to the goals. It's nice. It's super nice to see everyone. They're trying to kick me off the field after training because I'm wanting to have conversations with Peter about what I can improve and everything. But it's been really good. And obviously, the special announcement marriage couldn't have come at a better time.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
That's my boy, Reggie.
Reggie,
Congrats, Reggie.
I saw you pulling up to training with some dishwasher gloves on. I thought that was quite the look.
Yeah, they told me we had to have gloves our first day, and the only gloves I had were dishwashing gloves, so I had to make it work. But no, I'm super excited. It's been a great 2 months, so there's a lot to come. So just had to keep pushing.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. Johan, you want to ask the first question?
Yeah, of course. I guess we're going to jump right into it, Reggie. This is kind of a generic question. You've been asked this quite a bit recently. It's come to light. Your future's in Europe. You want your future to be in Europe. Why is that? Elaborate that a little bit with us.
Yeah, I've always had this dream since I was little to be one of the best right backs in the world. And I know, obviously, I can't quite do that with FC Dallas, even though it's been a great experience thus far. They gave me my first opportunity. They got me to national team. They had that breakthrough to the first team. It's been a special experience, and obviously it's not over yet. But going to Europe is my next step because I want to start in the World Cup. I want to win a World Cup. I want to be one of the best right backs in the world, and the only way I'm going to do that is by challenging myself and being uncomfortable. And a great opportunity for that is in Europe. And who knows what's going to happen? I may be here for a while. I may not. I could be gone tomorrow. But I'm expressing my goals and my ambitions, and Dallas has been very receptive of that, especially with the new contract I signed. It's actually structured so that it's incentivized to sell me so that everyone benefits. I really think it's for the best of both parties.
Yeah.
What's up, Reggie? Congrats on the new contract too.
Yeah, congrats on the new contract, by the way. Well deserved.
You signed before me. You signed
Actually,
5 days before I signed my new contract.
Oh, didn't you not walk out with what's his face right before, like right when I was about to sign, and then that's when we dabbed each other up?
Yes, it was.
So you had already signed.
You did the mock, whatever. You did the mock signing.
Okay, so Reggie Cannon signed 2 contracts before I signed 1. Get that on camera. That's a fact.
It's on camera.
2 contracts to 1.
So a follow-up to that is just flat out simple. What's your dream club to play for, and who do you want to play for?
I want to play for a lot of clubs in Europe, but my goal would be to play in the Premier League. Obviously, it's the best league in the world, and I know it'd probably take a while to win a position to even get to one of those clubs. Who knows? But I would either want to land in Bundesliga or Premier League, especially Premier League, because It's just the best league in the world. I've always supported Tottenham since I was little. I have all these clubs that I can say I want to go to, but ultimately I just want an opportunity to be the best I can be. And, I know any of those clubs in those two leagues, even in the Belgian league, would be a great opportunity for me.
That's big time. I know you have those opportunities coming up for you, Reg. I know you can make it there. So I want to dive in and say, before whole quarantine and the whole coronavirus, you had a lot of options. It seemed like we were talking, and how has that changed now with quarantine and transfer window, everything that's gone down? What does it look like in the near future for you, if you can say where you're going to end up?
Yeah, it's been a little rough because obviously clubs are not willing to spend the money they were going to spend prior to all this, paying players millions and then not bringing in any revenue. It's probably been very tough. So obviously the calls have stopped more so than they would have if this wasn't all going down. But again, FC Dallas has also explored the option of loaning me out because, I talking to Andre and Dan and everyone, they said, we can see that you're ready to move on. You have ambitions and goals. So whatever it takes to get you out and get you opportunity, we're gonna do. I want to be that model that, you can trust FC Dallas because obviously there's been some broken bonds in the past and broken ties. I want to show that you can do it this way too, that you can trust FC Dallas while making money, while maybe not pursuing money, but making what you're worth, and then also pursuing your dreams and having those ambitions. FC Dallas can be a trusted foundation for that. So, I think this is a great opportunity with that, and I think in the summer it actually is going to happen, but we'll see.
I respect that a lot, Reggie. That's big time.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up a little bit, kind of to your more personal life and schooling. So you went to Grapevine Faith, right?
Yes, I went to Grapevine Faith Christian.
So I don't know. Well, you probably don't know this, but me and my brother attended Full Christian.
Oh,
Christian?
okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
up until my sophomore year of high school. Do you know Matt McKinney?
Yeah, that's my my coach. That was my high school coach. He was actually the first coach to put me at right back. I had a Zoom call with him like a month ago. He's a legend, man. I miss that guy.
Yeah, shout out Matt McKinney. But yeah, our families are pretty tight. I played with I don't know if you know Jake, his son, but I played with him like growing up a lot. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
So how important is your faith to you in general?
Yeah, good question. I think soccer is important. Your family is important, but at the end of the day, I want people to remember how strong of a believer I was, how different I was, how unique I was, and how I never stopped pursuing Christ. I want to show that through my football, through my friends, through my actions. I want to be able to show people that being an athlete and having all this pressure on you doesn't mean you change. Doesn't mean you change with the times. It means you are anchored and rooted in whatever you believe in. And so, I've tried to do that throughout my career, and it's obviously, it's a tough road. It's not easy, especially being an athlete with faith, because there's not many, especially in this profession. It's so easy to get caught up with so many temptations, but to be a faithful athlete, to be a strong Christian athlete is something that it's the most important to me out of my career, to build God's kingdom ultimately. So that's definitely the most important thing to me.
Yeah, I think that's really important for especially younger players coming up, and just kind of have that foundation in your life to build off of, and that foundation of Christ that you can always fall back on in case everything else goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In case our viewers didn't know, Reggie's a newlywed. Congratulations on that. We mentioned that a bit earlier. We always ask our guests. We kind of ask all our guests that have either girlfriends or are married. How did you know that your girl was a keeper and not necessarily a clout chaser or a gold digger or any of
that? Good question. It was actually 2 weeks into the relationship that I knew I was going to marry her, and I can't explain why, but try telling a girl you're dating 2 weeks in that you're going to marry her. I don't think it's going to go over well. But I told her, and I told her I love her, and I think she's going to be my wife 2 weeks into the relationship. And obviously she was like, "You're crazy. I don't think you know what you're talking about." But no, this was a woman who pushed me to be the best I could be. She knew what I wanted more so than I knew what I wanted. And that really spoke to me because soccer had this tight grasp around me. I was so performance-based. I was so caught up in my worth being about football. If I didn't have a bad game, I would feel worthless. I feel I had no value, nothing to offer to the world. And she kind of got that off me, because that's something a lot of, I think, professional soccer players, especially young players coming up, struggle with. Because your worth, no one's going to value or view you as worthy if you don't play well. And it kind of affects with your mind. You see what people say about you on Twitter, on Instagram, about what happens with the transfer, what the potential starting lineups are going to be. There's so many things that you can get caught up in this world that, she kind of took it all away from me, and, made me realize my worth isn't found in soccer. It's found in God. It's found in faith and Christianity. So I think that was one of the biggest things, meeting her and talking about with her, that she really helped me realize.
Actually, that's a great answer.
Great, Reggie. As long as she loves you, Reggie, I'm happy for you.
Reggie seems easy to love, so I'm sure it's not too hard. But no, I wanted to follow up on something that you said actually there in your answer. So we're all, starting our careers more or less, and we're just a little bit younger than you. But how do you mentioned how people are saying stuff on social media about you and all that stuff. So what would your advice be in terms of, so like, I know I'm starting to see stuff about me, Tanner, I'm sure Judson as well, people critiquing us, telling us our weaknesses, stuff like that. So what advice would you give to us to like kind of ignore that or not let that affect us?
Yeah, the biggest advice I can give to that generation is just don't look at it, because it's so easy after a good game to see all the positive things about you, and man, this kid could be the next national team starter. What a great play from Reggie Cannon. What a good ball from Tanner Tessman. And then, you have a bad game, and those same people saying the good things about you are now saying this guy doesn't deserve to start, doesn't deserve to play. He's a disgrace to the SC. The people flip-flop. People on social media have a cumulative IQ of 2. They don't know what they're talking about. They just do it for clicks. It's not something you should base your worth off of, because it's so easy for me growing up, not growing up, but at the beginning of my career to look at that social media crap and think, wow, like people actually believe this about me. This is amazing. And then you have a bad game, and then holy crap, the whole world wants me to burn on a stake. It's pointless. You shouldn't find your worth in that. It's not worth it. Ultimately, you play for you, not for the fans.
Exactly.
All right. Shout out Third Degree.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of true though, Reggie. Like, you'll have a great game and then you'll do something good, and then the next game is like your whole fans and everybody can just turn on you so quick. And I think me and Jan, we talked to Tim Howard the other day about that, and how at Man U and Everton they would hate him if he was losing the game or whatever. But I kind of want to bring it back a little bit and talk about your marriage. How did quarantine affect that? Obviously, we saw that you had the wedding, a drive-by wedding. Do you plan on having a normal wedding in the future, or like where everybody can come and have a ceremony, or what's going down with that whole thing? I know it's a tough situation.
That's a good question. So we pushed back the big ceremony to a future date. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be the big celebration where hopefully my teammates can come and her family when all of this COVID is over. But, COVID has had, I would say a big impact, a positive and negative. And, we realized that the right decision to get married quickly and, focus on the intimacy between us was it was the day before all the jewelers closed. We were picking up the wedding bands for the June 27th ceremony, which was going to be the original date. And then it was kind of a sign from God. The day before all of the jewelers closed, like we were able to purchase and pick up all of everything for the wedding bands, like the arch. It was perfect. And I was like, this is way too convenient. God is sending us way too much of a sign to ignore. And we had this idea for a while, and I really believe in divine timing. You have to make the most of what you're given. You can't complain about the cards you're dealt. And I think this was a great opportunity, and obviously it was the right decision to marry the love of my life. Because this is something that's so special to me. And this is the woman I know I was going to marry since day one. So it's a great experience, and I loved having 10 people there, as intimate as it was. Following all those social guidelines and seeing everyone drive by. It was really amazing, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world.
Yeah, it's got to be really tough, but I'm glad y'all made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad, Reggie. Congrats.
Switching back to a football perspective, where do you see yourself within the next 5 years, and what are your short-term and long-term goals?
My short-term goal right now is to make it in Europe, to make the transfer happen, and hopefully win a spot in whatever team I'm going to go to, because I know I'm going to be uncomfortable. I know it's going to be a different environment, and that's what makes players great, is being in an uncomfortable environment and seeing how you thrive. But it's going to be a great opportunity. Well, that's my short-term goal, because I know I want to be the best right back in the world one day, and hopefully keep killing it with the national team, getting those opportunities, and finding a way to keep pushing. So, right now it's kind of tough with COVID because we don't know the options we have, so to speak. But I know can't say, but there's good things cooking right now.
Yes, sir.
Specific opportunity that's coming up, and I know wherever I'm meant to be, God will put me. So I'm just gonna keep working hard.
No ChumChat exclusive? No ChumChat exclusive for us?
Hey, we can make some money off this, Reggie. If you tell us your plans, we can make. Think about how much you're gonna make with whatever the club is. We can, or the loan, whatever. We can up your price, double. We'll double it. We'll double it, Reg.
ChumChat's worldwide. I know all those European clubs watch ChumChat, so
yeah,
they're gonna be.
Exactly. They definitely do.
I wanted to, we've talked about some of your goals on the field and some of your, your goals on the field and where you want to go. I wanted to talk about your goals off the field and, leaving a legacy under your name and kind of how you're going to help off the field. So what do you want to pursue outside of soccer?
Yeah. Honestly, it's the image I leave behind. I want to be someone who people see bleed the game, and someone who's kind, someone who they can always come to. Because I know people now think I wear my heart on my sleeve. I get easily offended, but I'm always there for my teammates. I always have their backs, and it's something I always want to leave behind. I also want to pursue maybe a career in broadcasting. So I think I would be a pretty good broadcaster as well. I don't know. So there's a lot of things. So there's a lot of things that I would want to do in the future, but ultimately I think it's about leaving that strong Christian image behind that young athletes can look up to and see that being kind and working hard is something that everyone can do, and it can easily change the outcome of people around you.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of off the field, kind of going off topic, but do you plan on starting a family, kind of raising your kids in the game?
Yes.
Anytime soon?
Yes, Reggie.
It's something I've talked about a lot with my wife. It's her schedule. So we're going to start a family down the road, but it's probably going to be a while down the road.
How many kids do you want, Reggie?
I want 2 girls. But my wife said if she gets a girl, she's just going to bawl her eyes out. But she said she wants 2 boys, which ultimately is going to end up, being 2 girls. So I'm going to have to say that. I'm going to have the lucky say at the end of the day. But no, I mean, I'm excited to start a family. It's been one of those things I've always looked forward to in life. But again, it's her decision. So I'm just ready. I'm just going to wait.
Yeah. Future mother, Mother's Day has recently passed. We were wondering, what impact did your mother play on you throughout your childhood and even now? How'd she, kind of shape you into the person and player you are today?
Yeah, my mom has always been there for me in the good and the bad. She's always supported me in those times. I remember 2017, one of the hardest years of my life, watching someone do my job better than I could, sitting in the stands, not making rosters. I felt everyone had given up on me besides her. She was always there for me. She was always telling me to keep pushing. And I kept telling her, I'm a professional soccer player. I'm going to play in the World Cup. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And obviously, as a mom as a kid, as a young age, you laugh and say, okay, honey. And then when it actually becomes a possibility, you start to kind of change things. And my mom I can't emphasize enough, has always been there for me, as you guys know. Moms are something special. So, I would never take that for granted.
Yeah, Drake said, no one loves you like your mother can. So shout out to all the moms watching. Shout out my mom. I know she's watching this, so I love you, Mom. But I think moving on to the last couple of questions here before we go into the rapid fire. So a lot of people kind of see the fame, the money. Maybe some people think you have an easy life. But they don't necessarily understand the hard work that it takes to get there or the negatives that come with it. If you're comfortable talking about it, tell us some about the hardest parts of being who you are.
Yeah. Man, I mean, the amount of work it took to get here, and I'm not even halfway halfway there, has been incredible. Training 5 times a day in high school just to get an opportunity, just to be the best I could be. Seeing guys that, I was training with the first team at 15 years old, training with guys like Cal Acosta, Blas Perez, Fabian Castillo, and getting my butt kicked at 15 years old was just motivation for me to get to the next level. I was training so much that my body couldn't take much more, but it was one of those things that it was just a driving passion within me. And again, with this fame and fortune, like you said, which is not true. You have to you swallow it with a grain of salt, because for every good thing people are saying about you, for every starry-eyed little fan there's 1,000 with freaking pitchforks in their eyes that are ready for when you make that mistake in a game. And so, I think it's a firm balance. I want to be that person that little kids look up to and have that motivation that, Reggie Cannon is an inspiration to me, just like those players were for me, Lionel Messi, Gareth Bale, those players that, really carved that path for me, that I want to be that for those little kids. So, I think it's about not caring so much about how you think you're perceived and not caring about what other people think. I want to be a confident soccer player that, is confident in my abilities and able to kind of block out on the noise and just focus on me.
Right.
I have a follow-up to that, actually. So I don't know if you've been watching The Last Dance, which I highly recommend to any of our audience watching now. But so where did Dennis Rodman, I don't know if you heard him say this, but he was talking about how, Dennis is kind of an interesting character. But in general, I agreed with this when he said, basketball is an easy sport, or soccer in this case is an easy sport, but you get really paid the big money for what happens off the field or off the court. All the negativity that comes with it, all the standards you're held to. I was just gonna ask you if you agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair take coming from Dennis Rodman. No, I think that's 100% accurate. Not only with the criticism and all that, I think it's about how you take care of your body, how you take care of your household, and how hard you're willing to push yourself. Because I think it's all a mental game. Everything, it revolves around that mental capacity and that amount you have to push. And who's going to push harder than the other person? I think that's it. So I think Dennis Rodman he always hits the nail on the head. But I think it's true. Most of the soccer game is won off the field. And just to set you up to what you can do on the field, that's something you have to take care of.
Yes, big time. That's good. That's a good answer. And Reggie, I think you can do it, man. I think we can see you win the World Cup. But to kind of end on the last question, then we'll go to the rapid fire. Kind of our Chum Chat. We do it every episode. This is the last question. For you, obviously, you've had a lot of successes in your life, maybe a lot of failures as well. But for you, how do you define success, and do you think you've reached success?
I can easily say no, I haven't reached success. If I was comfortable and happy with what I've achieved thus far, then if I gave myself a pat on the back, then I would be cutting myself short, because I know I'm capable of so much more. I always want to be chasing something, even if it's unattainable. I always want to be chasing something at the end of the day to make myself the best I can be. Obviously I can't even stop thinking about that Gold Cup loss against Mexico, because next time I want to be able to change that game so that I can finally win silverware. I don't think it's, I don't think I'm even close to reaching success. There's so many things I haven't accomplished yet. I'm not even in Europe yet. I haven't even gotten my feet wet. I think there's so many things I can accomplish. I want to win a World Cup. I want to get those, starry-eyed dreams out of the way. I want to be the best I can be. And I'm just going to keep working toward it.
Right. That's a great answer. I think you can do it, Reggie.
Thank you.
We know you can do it. We know you can do it.
We know you can do it.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, we know you can do it, Reggie. It's up to you now if you want to do it. So pressure's on.
it's up to you, Reggie. Yeah. Anyway, we like to end our podcast with a segment called Rapid Fire, and I'm just going to ask you a series of questions and just answer whatever comes to the top of your head. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Your favorite Nintendo game?
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Favorite Eminem song?
Soldier.
What's your pet peeve?
When my wife shushes me, or anyone shushes me.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Favorite season out of the year?
Winter, easily.
Last song you listened to?
I think it was King K. Rool's theme from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think so.
I've never heard that song. Favorite restaurant?
Ooh, Texas Day Brazil.
Favorite European club?
Tottenham.
Who's your role model?
Gareth Bale. Or Yedlin. One of those two.
Yeah. Celebrity crush?
Don't have one.
Good answer. That's a good answer.
I love
His
you,
wife.
honey.
His wife.
His wife. Favorite movie?
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Wow.
Favorite color?
Favorite what?
Color.
Red.
If you couldn't play, last one. If you couldn't play soccer, what sport would you play?
Basketball.
All right, that's
Bless
it.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jed. Way to end off the rapid fire.
Allergies, man. Allergies.
I'm not gonna lie, that had to be one of our best rapid
That
fire
was
yet.
the best rapid fire yet.
That was really good, Reggie.
Not
That was
gonna
really
lie.
good.
Thank you.
I
Crazy.
have some questionable doubts on some of those answers though.
What do you mean? Like what?
Kung Fu Panda 2 is your
What was wrong with the
favorite
first
movie.
one?
I don't know. Kung Fu Panda 2 just improved on everything Kung Fu Panda 1 was lacking. I don't know.
Badoosh.
They're both legendary. Actually, I think on Rotten Tomatoes. No, I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I'm gonna
again.
tell the whole team to start shushing you.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
I think that's Paxton's favorite movie too. I think it's the first one. But still, it's a series. Any one of them could be the best. Besides the third one. Sorry.
Yeah, third one's garbage.
No, well, it's
No, it's garbage. It's garbage.
I'm just glad that you weren't on our movie segment we had a couple episodes ago. So
Right?
Yeah.
that would have been competing with Judson's list.
My list was good.
Justice
I
was
don't know what you're
awful.
talking about. My list was good. Step Brothers is a great movie.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there, Reggie. We appreciate you coming on. We're gonna plug his Twitter. Go follow him at Reggie Cannon 15. His Instagram at Reggie Cannon 1, I believe. So go show love. Go comment on his pictures. Anything. Be those people who are showing him love and not bringing him down, because that's what we need more of in the world. So go do
Sure.
that. We know the ChumChat audience is strong. So leave a like, subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. Road to 200. Get us to 300 on Instagram. And if you're listening on podcast, make sure to leave a review and just tell us what we need to work on, because we're always trying to get better. And as always, go find y'all success.
Yeah, follow Reggie's career, man. Big things coming.
Finna win a World Cup.
World Cup in the future.
One day.
European transfer in the future. So looking forward to follow your career, Reggie.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
See you, Reggie. Thank you. I just kicked his ass out.